The story starts with Sawatari, a red-haired boy, and he tells us that he recently moved to a new apartment. But his neighbor, a blonde woman named Akiyo, she has also moved into the building where young Sawatari lives. He tells us a little more about the blonde woman. He mentions that she looks very sad, and even that she is older than him. Also, the neighbors say that she is a divorced woman. He can also sometimes hear the woman crying from her apartment, as the walls are very thin, but he does not think she is a bad person. And he is not manipulated by what other people say either, because when he dropped his wallet, she kindly returned it to him. One night he was walking home after doing some overtime at his job, and he finds the woman, but she was accompanied by a clearly drunk man. The man was telling the woman that they should have a drink since she's so pretty. The woman clearly doesn't want to, but she is in tears from the helplessness of not being able to say anything, so she stays silent. Quickly, the boy with his backpack hit the drunk, and he, smiling from nerves, says that drunks are like evil spirits and should be exterminated. The boy asks the woman if she is okay. She thanks him, and he says no problem, since that's what neighbors are for. But she, with a gloomy and depressed look, tells the boy that she can't even defend herself from a drunk, being she is already an adult. She feels like a failure, so she runs off apologizing to the boy for her being a nuisance. The boy is quite worried and confused. Then we see that the woman, after running, is tired, and she says that the boy is a very good person. A few days later, we can see the woman hanging out the laundry. She sees the boy from her balcony and decides to go meet him. She greets him and decides to thank him for the help he gave her yesterday. She asks him if today is his day off, since the boy is supposed to be working. The boy tells her that he was suspended, since the drunk from the other day was someone important in the company. The very worried woman tells him that she will pay him what she was going to pay him that month. The boy tells her not to do it. She deeply apologizes, saying that it is her fault that he got suspended. The boy tells her that it is clearly not his fault, since he decided to help her. The woman asks him if there is anything she can do to pay him. He, with a funny face, tells her that grandma sent him a lot of vegetables, and he does not have good cooking skills, so he asks her if she can cook for him. In the next scene, we see the woman who is cooking something. The boy tells her that the food looks delicious. The woman tells him that no one has ever complimented him on the way she cooks, so she feels very happy. And with a big smile, the boy tells her that the cooking is fabulous. The woman is lost in her thoughts, but when she comes back to reality, she blushes. So she tells him that he can ask her to cook whenever he wants. The boy tells her that he would like her to cook every day. Then the woman says she will. Hours later, the woman is lying on her bed, and we see that she is thinking about the boy's compliments. She mentions that she has never received so many compliments, so she is quite happy. Also, she says that she is excited to see the boy again. But suddenly, she thinks that the boy is too nice, and she is just a crybaby. She also says that she has been very useless. But before she finishes her sentence, she falls asleep. The next day, her job at the supermarket is over, but the deep depression and the feeling of being useless corner her, and she cries silently. When she gets home, she says that because of crying too much, her husband was tired and ended up getting divorced. And she gets very depressed because she thinks the guy will also tell her the same thing as her husband. The woman mentions that she is afraid to meet the boy, but she promised her that she would go. She rings the doorbell, and the boy opens the door. She shyly tells him that she has arrived, but she apologizes for being a bother. At that moment, the boy, confused, asks her which one she likes the most, and the woman, blushing because the boy ignored her, let out a little scream. The boy comments that he has chosen coffee and tea, so he asks her which one she likes best, since he has bought both for her. The woman, smiling, relieved to know that for the boy she is not a bother. She mentions that he is very nice. Several days pass and we see the woman walking in the rain. She comments that her umbrella is broken, and also she mentions that this umbrella was a wedding gift from her mother. The woman buys some things in the store, but when she goes out, she sees that someone took her umbrella and realizes that someone was stealing it. But she, despite being near the thief, could not say anything to him because she lacked guts. At that moment, she says that she would like the boy to be with her, and suddenly, the boy appears at her side greeting her. She blushes and screams his name out of fright. The boy, seeing the situation, guesses that her umbrella was stolen, so he gives her his umbrella. She tells him not to worry, she can buy another one at the store. But the salesman at that very moment tells her that they already sold all the umbrellas, and she is surprised. The boy tells her not to worry and that she should go home. He will go shopping. The woman remains silent and thinks that she should take more control of her own life and that she should also stop being fearful, since if she behaves this way all the time, the boy will get nothing in return. and he will feel that she is just a nuisance. Some time later, the boy comes out of the store, and seeing the woman, he asks her why she is still here. She bravely tells him that it would be better if the two of them used the same umbrella together so they don't get wet. The boy tells her that she is very smart, and the woman gets embarrassed and tells him that she is a fool. Later, we see the two of them walking home together. The boy asks her if she will come to his house today, as he needs her. Changing scene, we see the thief of the woman's umbrella. The umbrella ends up breaking in half in the rain, and the thief gets completely wet. Some time later, we see that the boy asks the woman for her cell phone number to be in contact. She blushes and says yes. The boy tells her that when she has things to do and she won't be able to come, to send him a message. The woman says yes. She goes back to her apartment. She looks very happy to have the guy's number, but she can't think about such things because from her perspective she is just an old woman and not a teenager in love. Depression strikes again and she worries about losing the guy. If she writes to him in a very childish way, he will probably be upset. She is scared and on the verge of tears. Her phone rings loudly, and we see that the boy wrote to her asking if she wants to go shopping later, adding a very childish face. At that moment, the woman writes back, and she throws herself on her bed in excitement. We see the woman thinking that the boy makes her smile and eliminates her fears with just words. After this scene, we focus on the answer the boy gave to the woman, and after a few hours, we see the boy and the woman shopping. The boy tells her that they have to buy her umbrella first, and the woman in her mind thinks this looks more like a date. She picks out a Celeste umbrella, and after walking around, the boy looks at some assorted dresses and clothes. He asks the woman if she doesn't want to buy clothes. She tells him that's a good idea. The boy tells her that there is a complete outfit that would look pretty good on her. The woman blushes, but takes the dress. Some time later, she tries it on, and the boy tells her that she looks very pretty. Then we see the woman with a very pretty face. The woman says that the boy makes her feel very good. Also, she doesn't usually wear skirts, but she ends up buying it. The woman notices that they are passing by a place her ex-husband took her to for their first date, a very expensive restaurant. The woman says she felt like an adult there, but she doesn't remember having any fun at all. Suddenly, the guy snaps her out of that thought and tells her that there is a bakery where they sell really delicious desserts. The woman with a very big smile tells him that she likes that idea. The chapter ends by telling us that the woman was never an adult as such. For her, this day was a lot of fun. Later, we see that the boy and the woman are enjoying their cakes. The boy tells her that they could come back another day, and the woman is excited about the idea of going out with the boy on another date. In fact, she is so immersed in her thoughts that she waters her tea on his chest, and when she realizes it, she quickly wipes it off. And the boy tells her he is going to go to the bathroom. We hear someone knock on the door, and the boy tells her it is probably the delivery man. So he asks the woman to please pick up the package. She opens the door for the delivery man, and the delivery man tells her that the delivery is for a boy and he didn't know the boy had a wife. Please sign here. The woman responds with a yes. We see that she stands silently signing. She looks at the delivery man and looks at the sheet again. Blushing, she tells him that she is not the wife, and the delivery man apologizes. Very sorry. The woman is blushing, and so she signs in a very small and particular way. Sometime later, the boy comes out of the bathroom and thanks the woman for receiving his package. At that moment, we see that the woman is extremely red, and the boy asks her if something interesting happened to her. She replies to him that she didn't, and the boy tells her that she is shaking a lot and her face is very red. But she says that her face has always been that way. The boy tells her that the package arrived just in time. The woman sees that in the package there are many boards, and the boy comments to her that they are for putting together a shelf. We see that the woman is very good at doing these things, as she puts it together quickly, but she mentions to him that it is too small to be a shelf. And the boy confesses to her that it is actually a shelf, but of condiments. He bought it for her, since she always cooks for everyone, and he thinks this way she will be more comfortable. The woman tries to pay him, but the guy tells her it's not necessary. Anyway, it's the least he can do for her. The woman remembers her ex-husband, and we see a flashback where her husband asks her why she has so many spices or condiments in the kitchen. The woman comments to her ex-husband that if she has several spices or condiments, it is to cook several things for him. But the husband wants to throw them away, saying that his kitchen is too small to have so many condiments. We see that the woman cries of helplessness, since she does not want to be against her husband, but she does not want to throw away her condiments either. Returning to the present, we see the woman thinking that she just wanted to be useful as a wife, and that her ex-husband thanks her for her effort. The boy thanks her for everything, and in fact wants her to prepare him something to eat. we see that the woman is at the door, and with a trembling voice, she says she will bring him some condiments. And when she comes out, we see that she is crying. But they are not tears of sadness, but tears of happiness. Days later, we can see the woman at her work. She tells us that she is finishing her shift. But today, unfortunately, she had to work overtime, so she couldn't go to the boy's house. But at that moment, for some reason the boy appears. The woman let out a little cry of excitement as usual. The boy waits for her until she finishes her shift to go to the building together. The boy mentions that he didn't know that she worked in a supermarket. The woman thought that today she wouldn't see the boy. Later, the boy tells her that he went to the supermarket to go buy ramen, since she couldn't come to cook at the boy's apartment today. She mentions to him that if he wants, she can make him something to eat tonight, because she hasn't had dinner either. The boy tells her that he has bought tea for her. The boy apologizes to the woman for always depending on her, but the woman responds by saying that she likes him depending on her. But she quickly blushes. Passing by a bridge, the boy mentions to her that the night stars look beautiful. The woman says that she has never noticed them before, as she always came home from work quickly. The boy proposes to the woman to walk together at night every day they are late from work. The blushing woman responds to him that it's okay, but she thinks that if it is with the boy she can live happily. After arriving at the building, the woman changes her clothes, and now she does. She sets off to go to the boy's apartment and prepare dinner for him. Although the woman tells us that it is a bit dangerous to go to a man's house at night, but she is sure that nothing will happen. It is not as if she is going to spend the night with him. The hours pass, and we see that they have finished eating. But we can also see that the woman is falling asleep because she ate too much. The guy doesn't have the courage or the malice to get her up, so he gives her a blanket and a pillow. But he mentions to us that rarely does the woman talk about her past. Even she was married recently, but for some reason, he tells us that she is very beautiful, kind, and good at cooking. The boy goes to sleep, and the next day, the woman wakes up and realizes she has fallen asleep in the boy's apartment. She blushes, and then she gets up looking for the boy. And when she finds him, she stares at him thinking how kind he is to give her his blanket and bed to sleep on while the boy was sleeping on the floor. Suddenly, the boy wakes up scaring the woman, and the woman offers to make him breakfast. They all get up, and we see the woman realize that they are running out of vegetables, since the boy told the woman that if they don't use them they will rot. But now that there are no vegetables, the woman thinks that the boy won't need her anymore. Suddenly, we hear a cell phone vibrate. We see the boy looking for his phone. The woman finds it first, and before passing it to him, she sees who is the person calling the boy. Seeing a name of a girl called Hana, we see that the woman goes into jealous mode. But the boy quickly tells her that she is his sister, so the woman is relieved and goes back to normal. Although without her realizing it, she was holding a knife in her hand. The woman notices the knife and quickly puts it away. The boy's sister tells her that the grandmother sends extra vegetables, so she will take them away. And then the sister tells us that she is already near the apartment. The boy gives the woman good news, telling her that his sister will come to the apartment soon. So the woman says that she better leave because she doesn't want to bother him. But when she was about to leave, we hear someone ring the doorbell. The woman gets anxious or nervous about what the boy's sister will be like. The boy opens the door, and we see that the boy's sister is very beautiful. The sister comments to the boy that the grandmother has been worried about him. But as the sister walks by, she notices the woman's presence. In fact, the sister is very surprised and exclaims that there is a woman here. The boy tells his sister that she is being very rude. In the end, they explain the situation, and we see that Hana understands rather quickly. Anyway, the sister gives the bag of vegetables to the boy, although she comments that there are 3 more boxes in the cart. Hana says that since they weigh too much, only he should bring them. The boy leaves, and quickly Hana and the woman strike up a conversation. The woman says that the sister seems to be very nice, but suddenly, Hana asks the woman if the woman already made love with the boy. The woman gets elated and says that it is not what she thinks. But Hana says that since she is the boy's sister, she has to know. Hana asks her if she already licked something. The woman replies very nervously that she hasn't licked anything. Anyway, Hana concludes that she is telling the truth because her brother is very shy. But she getting serious. Hana tells the woman that if they don't make love, she will never move forward in their relationship. Hana asks the woman if she is sure about not doing it, and the woman doesn't know what to answer because she is hesitating. Hana mentions to her that she is going to help her, since she is the boy's sister. Then we see that afterwards, the boy enters the apartment. In the evening, we see the woman come out of taking a bath. She checks her messages, and Hana has written to him thanking him for the food. The woman thinks she is a very nice girl, but the way she talks made her feel embarrassed. Hana told her a little more about the boy, saying that he is the eldest son in the family, and that he likes women like her. Later, we can see that the woman does not feel confident, saying that as a partner, she is not very reliable. She is left thinking in a corner. But, on the other hand, the boy talks to his sister and comments that he left his scissors in the vegetable box. Hana tells him that she was looking for them, but it would be better if they talked about the beautiful neighbor he has. The boy tells her that she is very kind and a very good cook. Smiling, he says that she is like an older sister he never had. Hana interprets this as, the woman my brother likes. She quickly sends a message to the woman, saying she is doing well, and the woman not quite understanding the message. She is dying of curiosity to know what it means. The next day, the woman is symmetrically chopping some onions, and the boy tells her that he is impressed by how well she is doing. The woman teaches him how to do it, and we can see that in the end they end up preparing a nice, beautiful dish called mapo tofu. The boy explains that if he practices more, he might one day be able to cook as well as the woman does. But the woman feels a little depressed, because if the boy learns to cook, he won't need her anymore. But the boy tells her that when he learns to cook, he will be the one to cook for her. The woman is very happy. While the boy finishes eating and has a drink, the woman thinks about the words the boy's sister said to her. For if she doesn't take the initiative or try to seduce the boy, a woman could come at any moment to take him away. Thinking some more, and even blushing for thinking that way, the woman takes courage and tells the boy that the two of them have been indoors too long, and it would be awesome if the two of them go and hang out somewhere together. The boy tells her that it's a good idea, but he's on home suspension. If his bosses ever find out that he's been out of the house, he'd be in big trouble. Then she looks at him seductively and proposes to go somewhere far, far away so that no one can find out. On second thought, the woman says that after all it was her fault that he got suspended from his job, so she thought she should make it up to him somehow. The guy mentions to her that there are times when the woman has a naughty side. Besides, what could go wrong? The woman responds by saying that he is right. When the woman returns to her apartment, she is herself again and realizes that she dared to invite the boy on a trip to a place so far away that he could get fired from his job if they found out he went out. She mentions that they haven't chosen the hotel yet, or lodging, since it won't be a one-day trip. The woman gets excited. She decides to go buy some things. When she finishes, the cashier gives her some tickets to participate in a raffle. She mentions that she also got a few the first time she came with the boy. Osia, the date where she bought the dress when her umbrella was stolen. She decides to participate and sees that the third prize is a trip to the hot springs. She decides that if she wins, she is going to invite the boy, since it seems to be a place where two adults can relax. She says she could never invite him on her own unless there is a good excuse. But as we know, the woman's luck is very bad and she never wins, but she seems to have come up with a great idea. We see that the next day the boy is surprised, as the woman has won a trip to go to the hot springs. The woman nervously asks the boy if he would like to go with her. He excitedly says yes. Of course he does. Of course he wants to go. And she looks at him in a wickedly charming way. The lying woman invites the boy, although she didn't really win them. She bought them herself with her money. The day to go on the trip arrives. We see the boy entering the woman's apartment. She exclaims to him that she couldn't sleep because of the excitement, and that's why she has dark circles under her eyes, and apologizes for that. Already on the train, the woman sits by the window. As the carriage moves forward, she can see the landscapes, mountains, and nature. But slowly, the woman falls asleep little by little, and the rocking of the train makes her more sleepy. Suddenly, she wakes up and realizes that she fell asleep, but not just anywhere, but leaning on the boy's shoulder. But we see that he has fallen asleep too. And as the woman is a cheater, she falls asleep a little more next to him. But suddenly, the train captain says that they have arrived at the Kawamura stop, and the woman shouts that they have arrived. The two at the stop admit that they fell asleep, but they continue on their way. Arriving at the lodge, they look at the room they got, and the woman mentions that it has a relaxing effect. But she is really thinking about something else, and that is when she was sleeping. The boy's big, strong, and warm arms liked her. The boy proposes to the woman to visit them around. But when they go to a store, it is closed, so they decide to walk around the town. They mention that the road is quite peaceful. When they arrive to the viewpoint, they go up the stairs to see what's going on. But the woman has some problems. She has a lack of habit of wearing skirts, and the size of her breasts don't let her see where she is walking. So the guy literally gives her a hand. He asks her if she wants to hold his hand, to which the woman very excitedly agrees. The woman's expression is because she is very much in love. She is really happy to hold the boy's hands, so much so that she can feel the warmth through them. And when they arrive, we see the beautiful mountains that are presented to us. But most importantly, the boy feels very cold because of the altitude. But the woman feels very warm from the excitement of a while ago. The boy says he better go back because some gray clouds are approaching. The woman agrees with him, so they start to descend. But oops, there's a stone in the way. We quickly change scene, and we see the boy's sister, Hana. She's in his class, but wondering how those two are doing on the trip. She hopes they fall in love. She also mentions that she will get all the information out of the woman when the time comes. We see that the rain ended up catching up with the couple. We can also see that the woman's ankle is hurt, as she tripped over the stone from earlier. The boy says that the hotel is about 200 meters away approximately. The woman says that she would love to get her ankle fixed so that she can run and get to the hotel quickly. And she doesn't quite understand what's going on. He puts it on the woman. It's getting pretty big. We see the boy carrying the woman in his arms, and he takes it to her running. The woman feels dizzy from the smell of the boy's jacket, so much so that she exclaims that she is drowning in it. When they manage to get to the door of the hotel, we see that the woman is going crazy with the smell of the boy's jacket. She exclaims that she will give it back to him after she washes it, although the boy says that this is not necessary. We pass the scene, and we can see the boy getting very cold, so he tells the woman that he will go to the hot springs to take a bath. He asks the woman if she will go too, but she replies to him that it is very embarrassing to go with so many people. She tells the boy that the rooms also have private bathrooms, so she is going to use them. Then the boy says goodbye, and we see that the woman dives into the hot bath, remembering everything that happened. She says it's beautiful, and it's great to have lied to the guy and bought those tickets to travel together and have a good time. But suddenly she realizes what she said. She has been lying to the boy, plus she is older than him. She has taken the boy's trust to have him to her advantage. She says the boy would never lie to her like this. Besides, lying to a man younger than her is dishonest. Suddenly, the angel version woman enters the scene and tells her not to worry as the boy will not take it badly. But the devil version woman tells her that he will never forgive her and call her nasty things like filthy divorcee, for example. But the angel version woman took out a kitchen knife, and suddenly the boy appears. Unexpectedly, the woman gets down on her knees asking him for forgiveness, telling him that she has been lying to him, and the woman tells him everything that happened. The boy, understanding the situation, tells her that he can't believe that she has been paying for everything. But even so, he doesn't think it's so crazy. The woman tells him that she only wanted to travel with him. For that reason, she lied to him, and the boy looks quite happy actually. Because of those words, the embarrassed woman asks him if he can forgive her, and we see that the boy doesn't really care. So the woman is quite relieved, actually. The boy tells her that they better enjoy their trip, and we can see that they then go shopping and play some arcade machines, drink wine, and enjoy the stars. In the end, they fall asleep, and the next day they wake up very happy. But that's not all. In fact, the woman realizes the feelings she has for the boy. We get to the end of the trip, and these two look very happy about the result. The woman tells us that she has never had such an experience with her ex-husband, and since her heart was broken, no one had taken it upon themselves to heal it, not until the boy arrived. She also mentions that even though she hasn't made much progress, she doesn't really care about this. On the train, the boy stares at the woman. She mentions that she is very fun to be with, and the woman blushes, saying that he is very fun to be with as well. The boy adds that if he has so much fun with her, he won't be able to go to work. The woman says that she could cook for him even when the boy is at work. We see that when they arrive at the building, the two go each to their apartment with a big smile. But the next panel foresees a bad future. The next day, we see that the woman is preparing dinner, and she waits for the boy to come home from work. She even looks like his wife. All of a sudden, you hear the boy arrive, so she goes to welcome the boy. She asks him how his first day at work went, but he doesn't look very cheerful. The atmosphere becomes increasingly tense, and the boy mentions to the woman that he has been transferred. The boy explains to her in more detail what being transferred means, and he mentions that he has been transferred to another company, one that is a subsidiary or associate of the main one, so he will have to move. The woman breaks down at the news, looking clearly affected. What little happiness she had in her life was taken away. The guy mentions that she has no choice, and the woman quickly leaves. The guy tries to stop her, but he can only stay silent. We see that the woman is crying, and the guy sends a message to her, asking her if she would like to go for a walk. She doesn't answer the message, but she leaves his apartment to go with him. We see that the boy and the woman are walking, She sees the street, remembers that it is the same place where the boy saved her from the drunk the first time they met, so she gets a little nostalgic. The boy apologizes for the move. The woman replies that he doesn't have to apologize for that. She thinks it is her own fault that the boy has been suspended. Besides, that she is a divorcee, so the thought of having a boy for herself is very greedy, as the boy deserves to have a girlfriend who is not older than him. But despite this, she at least wants to go out with him once in a while. But even before she can ask him, he interrupts her, saying that he has a proposal for her, even though it is sudden. He wants to know if she would like to move in with him. We see the woman confused and with tears in her eyes. And to be sure that this proposal is not an illusion of a woman in love waiting for a miracle to happen. She asks the boy, and he firmly replies that she is a lot of fun to be with. The woman remains silent, and the boy tells her that it is for real. She, with her tender eyes, tells him that of course she will go with him. The surprised boy celebrates by mentioning that if she said no, he had already contemplated quitting his job. The woman is happy and relieved. That same night, we see the woman getting ready for the move. She mentions that she is really happy that he needs her, and really happy that she can be by the boy's side. The night goes on, and we can see the woman and the boy talk about how she couldn't sleep because of packing everything. She mentions that she was too happy to do it. Walking into the boy's apartment, he apologizes for asking her to help him pack. The woman tells him not to worry. He mentions that it would also be good to sell some things and not take everything, since he has too many. The woman says she will also do the same, so the boy tells her they will sell them later. The woman goes back to her apartment, and despite saying she would sell some things, she realizes that she doesn't have many things. But we see a purple paper bag, something luxurious. As she opens it, we can see a ring. The woman tells us that this ring was a treasure for her in her previous engagement. And despite having unpleasant memories that break her heart, she in the past kept it and cared for it with great longing. As for her, the ring gave her security. According to her perspective, it was evidence that she was needy, but with great decision, she decides that she wants to move on. Anyway, she has changed a lot, and now she is someone different. The boy peeks out, asking the woman if she is ready to go sell. She says yes, and on the spot, the boy tells her that after selling this stuff it would be great to go somewhere to relax. But he curiously asks her if she is thinking of selling a purple bag. She quickly replies yes. We see that after the sale, she made a lot of money on the ring. She hopes to buy some new furniture with the money she got from her sale for the new apartment. And the guy mentions that he sold his stuff online, so they can retire now. The next day, we see the woman finishing her shift at work, and the guy comes to pick her up, and he tells her that his parents lent him a car, so he invites her to go for a ride in the car. They are already in the car. He asks her what they are going to do with dinner, and she mentions that it would be nice to eat out, since they already packed the dishes. That means the plates and silverware. Also, the woman tells him that she doesn't know the place, so she tells the boy to pick the place for them to eat. We see that they are going to eat grilled meat, and they comment that they will be on their way to their new home tomorrow. The boy tells her that he is really happy that she is going with him, as it would be really depressing to go alone. The woman blushes at the boy's cheerful words. Finishing their meal, the woman thinks if in the near future, she will be able to get even closer to the boy. In the car, the boy comments to her that it would be great to go get the car serviced. And the next day, the move takes off. The boy starts saying that he can't believe that just by hitting that drunk, he would end up moving in with an older woman. Changing scene, we see Hana, the boy's sister. She jokingly tells him that her life is full of adventures, but the most important thing is to know if the boy and the woman already made love. But the boy says that nothing important happened. The sister is confused. She says how is it possible that they are going to live together without being sweethearts? Anyway, she concludes that nothing will happen until the two of them start dating. She mentions that how is it possible that her brother is showing a masculine side for the first time, and the first woman he asks out is very shy. Suddenly, she gets a call from her grandmother, and as she starts to talk, we see the boy thinking about what Hana told him. We switch scenes again, and we see the woman checking that everything is in order inside her old apartment. The boy enters the scene and asks her if she is ready. She affirms, but she is thinking that the time has come to say goodbye to this apartment. But not only that, but to her past. Then we are shown what the woman looked like when she first came to the apartment, and what she looks like now. The woman tells the boy that they can leave now, but we see that the boy is a bit pensive and nervous. She asks him what's wrong. He replies that it will be the first time living together with someone, so he wonders if he will ask correctly. It's just his first time for him, but taking courage, the boy asks the woman if she wants to go out with him. We change scene, and we see the sister waiting for the two lovers to go out. She mentions that she is done talking to grandma despite having a very long talk. She asks what they are doing. We see the woman very blushing in the boy's arms. He tells her that he is just holding her, and Hana responds by saying that she can tell. The woman nervously tells Hana that she is so happy, and she can't walk. The sister, somewhat confused, says goodbye to them, wishing them well, just with a smile. As the car drives away, we see the couple chatting a bit. The boy mentions that they are now on a new adventure. The woman replies that it's finally time, and very blushing, she says that she is a very lucky person and is counting on him from now on, and this means that they are now sweethearts. The boy replies that he will give his best, and we see how they are on their way to their new home. The boy says that the trip will take them a day in order to get to their new apartment, so the woman mentions to him that they can talk in that time. Also, the boy mentions that there is a restaurant that he would like to go to for lunch, as he was told that the desserts there are amazing. Finally, the woman responds by saying that she is also looking for places where they could go, so the boy excitedly tells the woman that they will go. The day begins, and we see the couple taking out the trash. The boy says goodbye to the woman. After putting the bag in its place, we see that she says goodbye and then stays to finish arranging the bags. In the next panel, we have a little review of the things that happened up to this point. We see that the woman finds a kitten, but even though she calls him, the kitten does not pay attention to her and ignores her, so she gets angry and leaves cursing the cat. But just at that moment, she remembers that she wanted to buy a bicycle. She will buy it at a discount store. When she finds the bike, she buys it and goes out for a little bike ride. But the chain on this bike breaks, so she ends up having an accident, breaking the front of the bike. Some time later, the boy arrives and asks the woman what happened, since he sees her with quite a few injuries and with some bandages. She tells him that she fell because the bike she bought had a broken chain. Then we see that the boy is doing something with the bike, and when we see the next panel, the bike is as good as new. The woman admiring the bike tells him that the boy is a very reliable person and that she is very much in love with him. But suddenly, the boy asks her if she said anything. The woman, out of shock and embarrassment, shouts that she didn't say anything and she is blushing. The chapter ends by saying that the couple is starting to put down roots and forming the small foundation to be a family. The next day, we see the couple out to eat. The boy mentions that the food she prepares is always the best. The woman thanks him, and she tells the boy that they have finished packing. She was thinking of looking for a part-time job. The guy asks her if she is sure, since he personally has a hard time getting used to new places. She mentions to him that she doesn't think it is right that he is the only one working, and that he pays all the household expenses. Also, she is looking for his job to be somewhere close by, so she will start her search tomorrow. The next day, the woman goes to the mall and checks the job ads and writes them down. By the time she is home, she shares them with the boy to know which one to choose. She says that so far she has only worked in supermarkets, so she would like to change jobs. The thinking boy blushes and says that when she wore an apron, she looked great. She looked very nice. He apologizes since they didn't get anywhere, but she blushes and comes up with an idea. A few days later, we can see that she has gotten a job, and the uniform is an apron with a beanie. The guy mentions, which is a cafeteria, and she tells him that even though it is a different job, they also wear an apron, so she will try it on. Once she puts it on, she asks him how it looks on her, and he tells her that she looks fantastic. She blushes, raising her self-esteem along with motivation. In some funny scenes, they play the customer and the waitress as if they were in a coffee shop. The boy this time will be the customer, while the woman will be the waitress. The boy rings an imaginary bell, and the woman takes his order. She quickly goes to the kitchen and brings 2 cups of coffee. But the boy had a surprise for her: 2 slices of cake. The chapter ends with the woman enjoying her cheesecake. A few days later, we see the woman at work. We are introduced to a new character, and this is the woman's boss. The boss tells her that she is getting very good at her job, and the woman is happy to have a very good and understanding boss at her part-time job. When her shift is over, she rides off on her bike. The woman sees a tunnel which she says is a shortcut. They show us a little map to guide us, and as far as we can see at first glance, the bridge is supposed to be much shorter. The woman gets on the bridge, but she ends up getting lost, and hours later, and the boy arrives at the building, but can't find the woman anywhere. So he starts to worry, and he worries, and he waits for her outside. Suddenly the woman appears, and he asks her if she's okay. She tiredly replies to him that she took a shortcut. So the boy is glad that at least she's back. They go upstairs, and the boy mentions that he'll make her some iced tea. but the woman is clearly tired and struggling. She tells the boy that she can't move her legs, so the boy very gently carries her in his arms and tells her not to worry. But suddenly, she gives the woman a cramp in the middle of the stairs, making a fuss. The next day, her boss notices that something happened to her yesterday, as the woman is walking very funny. That same day, in the afternoon, the guy came home from work and managed to buy a bag and some wine. He mentions to her that one of his customers had a store nearby so I can buy it. The woman tells him that's great, but next time they go out they should have a drink in the evening once in a while. Quickly, the woman starts cooking something to go with the wine. When she finishes cooking, she presents us with a delicious dish. The guy tells her that it is very delicious and compliments the woman, him saying that she is amazing at whatever she does. She's somewhat embarrassed. She tells us a little more about her past, mentioning that her ex-husband always drank a lot of beer, and at that time, she was very worried about the impression he made. So she would go out of her way to make delicious meals, but she didn't know if they really tasted good. The boy tells her that the dish is really good, but he means it. It's delicious, with a calm feeling in the air. The woman thanked the boy for the words. She asks if they can have some wine. The boy responds by telling her yes, but hours later, we can see that she drank a lot of wine. Also, she talks to the boy as if he is a confidant about how bad her horrible ex-husband was. But back to the conversation. She says that loser is no match for the guy. The guy just listened to her and spent the whole night listening to her drunk. The next morning, she with a hangover and headache apologizes to him for last night's trouble. But the guy mentions that it's good to let off steam once in a while. Days later, the woman's boss proposes to her to talk a little to get to know each other better. The woman agrees, so the boss unsympathetically asks her if she lives with her boyfriend and if she plans to marry him, to which the woman responds by saying, "We haven't gotten to that point in the relationship." Then she tells him that she was married to someone, but things didn't work out at all, so she doesn't want to get ahead of herself with this relationship. She wants to take the time necessary for this relationship to thrive. The woman blushes and nervously tells him that he is good. The boss understands. She gives some advice to the woman, that if they both want to be happy, they will have to forget about the past and be careful not to make mistakes. She concludes that even though they live together, they have a long way to go to get married. She finishes her work at the job. The woman returns home. The guy greets her, and she asks him if he would like them to go out somewhere when they have a vacation. In fact, she tells him that her boss has given her some tips on tourist places they could visit. The guy asks her where she would like to go. She replies to a shrine, and in a seductive voice, she tells him that it is a bit far away, but it is a good place for couples. The boy is happy and tells her that the idea is great. The next scene shows the boy and the woman practicing the ritual or celebration that is done at the shrines. The next chapter begins with the boy telling us that they have arrived at the couple's shrine. But something the woman has noticed is that there are a lot of people. She wonders if there is a special event, but the boy tells her that it is probably because the place is popular. The woman notices that there are a lot of young couples in the sanctuary, college students and teenagers in general, so she feels somewhat embarrassed, but making it clear that she is not the same as before. The shy woman who was depressed by this kind of thing. She decides to just keep praying, and what she asks is to be able to be together to the boy happily and forever. But in a funny sequence, she thinks her wish is somewhat greedy, so she asks that they can move forward at least little by little. After they finish praying, they decide to continue enjoying what the sanctuary offers them. Time passes, and we see that the sun is setting, so they speed up the pace to avoid missing the train. But the woman cannot run so fast, so the boy takes her by the hand, and the woman, somewhat blushing and happy, follows him. Already inside the train, we can see that they are a little tight due to the large number of people. The woman, like the cheater that she is, she enjoys being close to the boy. She concludes that this is due to the wish she made to the gods, so she thanks the gods with satisfaction, leaving the boy a bit confused as he gets off the train. The woman wanted to know what the gods have in store for her, so they quickly get on a bus to take them home, but in the end they realize that the bus was the wrong one. The embarrassed woman apologizes, and the boy says that it is also his fault for not checking. She mentions that it is very dark on the road, so much so that it is a bit scary. The boy replies that they won't pass any more buses at this hour. It's too late. In the last scene, we see the woman's amulet. Curiously, the word that is written is marriage. Then we see that the couple is walking back because there are no buses. The woman is tired as they have traveled a long distance, but suddenly, she stumbles, ending up in a few bushes. The boy carries her on his back because the woman ended up breaking the heel of his boots. The boy cheerfully tells her that everything is fine. She laments about being a burden, as she is probably heavy and also her socks are sweaty. But the boy, I mentioned to him that this is nothing to him, since when he was young, he trained his body to be a firefighter. The woman is surprised, since she didn't know. He tells her that in the end he didn't get into the fire department because he failed the written exam. The woman responds by saying that firefighters are cool, and he tells her that when he was little, he dreamed of being a firefighter. He even wonders if he should try again. She tells him that she doesn't think it's an easy thing to do, but helping out while working is something the boy does every day. The boy comments that his current job pays him very little, so it wouldn't hurt to change and save money for the future. The woman thinks about his words, and she ends up concluding that he is thinking about marriage, or maybe having children. The woman tells him that he is quite right, but the sun is coming up, so the boy says that it is better to make an effort to get to the hotel on time. Finally, they arrive at a store. They buy some slippers for the woman and some bandages and drinks. The storekeeper tells them that it is normal to miss the last bus, so she recommends them to spend the night in a cafe, and the nearest one is about 10 kilometers away. The couple is not intimidated by the distance and resume their walk. 3 hours later, they arrive at the cafe, and there is the woman takes a bath, and on her way out, she sees the boy sleeping. The woman thinks he is tired of carrying her for so long. She, with a mischievous face, approaches him, and she whispers to him, "Thank you for always helping me. I love you." She wants to give him a little kiss, but she is too embarrassed, and she thinks it would be bad to pick him up. So she decides to just lie down next to him with the excuse that the blanket is too small. The night passes and dawn breaks. We see that the woman gets up and the boy ends up hugging her with his arm for the night. The woman suffers a brain attack from so much love, and 30 minutes after she is enjoying the boy's big rough arms, they wake up. They go downstairs to eat, and finishing. Finally, they are on their way home taking a bus. The woman says that a lot of things happened, but in spite of them, this trip was a lot of fun. This trip was a lot of fun. She got to know the boy better, and maybe that was all the amulet's fault. And before the boy notices the talisman, she hides it by telling him it doesn't happen. A few days later, she tells how her trip went to her boss. In fact, her boss is named Karasuma. The boss asks her where they spent the night. Excited and blushing, the woman tells her boss that they spent the night in a cafe. The boss asks her if she thinks she is a college student. The boss asks her if it is not dangerous as the sounds can go through walls. The woman asks her what sounds, since she doesn't understand. The boss explains further by telling her that making love in such places is embarrassing since everyone can hear you. When the woman understands what the boss meant, she mentions to her boss not to talk that way. The boss teasingly tells her that next time she will recommend a good and cheap hotel. But the woman tells her that nothing like what she is thinking happened. The next day, we see that the boy comes home, and the woman excitedly shows him his first paycheck. The boy gets excited too, but the woman tells him that he doesn't need that much money, so the rest they can spend on furniture for the house. Arriving at the furniture store, the woman tells him that this place has good stuff at a good price. They play a game of rock, paper, scissors to see who will choose the budget. In the end, the boy ends up being the one who chooses the things. He shows the woman a shelf for the kitchen, where they can put the dishes. They can also put a microwave in it. But the woman doesn't like the shelf, and she sees something else, and that's a sofa, and she imagines that she can watch TV with him. So she excitedly calls him over to see it. But suddenly she notices something else, a king-size bed. The woman has a mental breakdown, seeing that the bed is for 2 people, thinking that she would like to sleep next to the boy in that bed. The woman is determined to buy the bed, so she quickly wants to know the price, and is surprised to find out that the price is 100,000 yen. So she goes over budget and becomes very upset. She decides to take out a mysterious envelope. She asks the guy for his opinion about the bed. He lays down and feels how comfortable it is. He even says it's like being on a trampoline. But he sees the price and says it's out of budget by a lot. But the woman interrupts him by telling him that she has more money than she earned. The boy asks her where she got the money, but the woman playfully tells him it's a secret. The boy is very confused, and the woman confesses that the money is from when she sold her old engagement ring. But the woman is keeping it a secret from him. She mentions that they can use the money, since the bed they have makes his back hurt. The boy is satisfied with the answer, and the woman thinks that her past was painful and no one would expect her to be very happy now. When they buy it, the lady who attends them tells them that the bed will come later to their house, since at that moment they have a lot of work to do. And the boy with a smile says that they only have to wait. And as compensation, the boy will massage the woman until they send the bed. The woman gets an unexpected reward. The boy offers to give the woman a massage. The woman is excitedly nervous and blushing. She asks him if he is good at it. He says yes. The woman asks him to let her take a bath first. The boy tells her that this idea is great, as a good hot bath makes the massage more effective. When she finishes bathing, the boy prepares the bed for her. He tells her that he will do it little by little. Although the woman was not ready, she tells him to be gentle. The boy tells her not to worry and to trust him. Then we see that the woman slowly falls into temptation, and she enjoys the strong hands and gentle movements that the boy makes. When he finishes the massage, the boy asks her how the massage felt, if she liked it. The shattered woman tells him it was great. The boy is so proud that his nose grows. The woman comments that she feels lighter, and the boy tells her that he will do it whenever she wants. And we see that the woman wants him to do it one more time. But now time passes, and on the boy's day off, we see that the couple feels very hot. So the boy proposes to her that they go to the beach. The woman is surprised and in a seductive voice tells him that she is not a young girl to wear a bathing suit, but if he wants to see her in one, then she will do her best. But the boy quickly tells her that it is not necessary as they will just go for a walk. The embarrassed woman tells him that she jumped to a hasty conclusion. When they get to the beach, we see them strolling around a bit enjoying the breeze. The boy shows her a shell he found. The woman tells him it is beautiful. In fact, she finds some more. But before she could grab them, a wave hits her and she gets completely wet. The boy mockingly asks her if she is okay. The woman takes off her sneakers and socks, and then we see that they go into the ocean to enjoy themselves some more, and they spend the whole day having fun. We see the woman's boss. The boss tells her that it looks like she has enjoyed the summer quite well. The woman ends up with a tan. Days later, we see the couple finishing their meal. The boy tells the woman that after washing the dishes they should go to the store to buy something. On the way to the store, the boy tells the woman that he wants to buy some ice cream and put some alcohol in it, as they say it is very delicious, and he wants to see how it tastes. Already being in the store, the boy is picking out the ice cream, but the woman notices someone she knows. It was her boss who was greeting them. She was thinking of buying something for her son. We focus on her basket, and she bought ramen for her son and a bunch of cans of beer that she will use later. The boss asks the woman if they ran out of condoms. The embarrassed woman tells her that she just came to buy ice cream. The boss talks to the boy and tells him that the woman has told her quite a bit about him. She tells him that he is homely, caring, and a nice guy, and the boss also mentions that she said he is very good at giving massages. At the end he says goodbye, and the boss, seeing them, says they bring back good memories. Our couple takes the ice cream with whiskey, and they say it tastes delicious, so much so that they want some more. The woman and the boy watch the news and say that a big typhoon is coming, so they decide to buy a couple of things to shelter at home for a while. In the store there are many people. When they finish shopping, the boy mentions that it looks like they are going camping, but when they get outside, they see that it is raining, and it is raining very hard. The boy drives at full speed but carefully, and when they get to the building, they are super wet, so they will take a bath to avoid catching cold. When they finish, they stay together at the table. But suddenly there is a blackout. But the boy was prepared for this and bought a lamp. The woman notices something, and that is that they are alone in a dark room. So this can be dangerous. But the boy notices that she stares at him. But suddenly, the boy exclaims that he has it. The woman asks him what. He tells her that they have to play dirty things, and she asks him if he is serious. The boy pulls a box suspiciously out of the reddish-colored bag. But in the end we see that it's just a box of cards. The woman is frustrated because she wanted to make love to him today, but in the end they have a great time. In fact, they have such a good time that Zeus throws a thunderbolt, and the woman throws herself into the boy's arms out of fear. He comforts her and tells her not to worry and that everything will be all right. The woman blushes, and we see that the woman angel version enjoys the boy's huge arms. The next day, we see that the sky is clear, and the woman is full of energy. The boy just woke up, says that the typhoon is gone, and it would be great if they went back to sleep. It's lucky that the day after the typhoon is a holiday, and they don't have to work. So the woman asks him if she can bring her pillow closer to his, so that way they can be closer. He replies with a yes. Days later, at her work, the boss asks the woman if she has time tomorrow night, since her son will be at a school event all night. It would be awesome if they go out to a bar. The woman replies yes. The next day, we see that the boss regrets taking a night away from the woman, but she insists, saying that it's okay, since the guy told her it was no problem. Besides, she left dinner ready for the boy. The boss replies with a "You're great, in fact, your boyfriend seems like a good man." And the woman a little seductively asks her boss if she has a boyfriend, but she replies no. But when she sees the couple and the others, she gets really jealous. At that moment, the boss tells us a little more about her past. and in a somber way, she tells us that she got divorced the moment her son was born, so she has a lot to think about. And of course, what she really envies is that the guy takes good care of his family, which perhaps means that her ex-husband didn't want to take care of the child. The boss cleverly changes the subject and orders another cold beer to continue the evening. The woman thinks her boss is a very good beer drinker. At the end of the night, the woman is so drunk that the boss calls the boy to pick her up. We see the boss bothering the woman again and tells her not to worry about her. And the boss tells the woman to have a baby with the boy. The woman lashes out, insulting her, but in a very comical way. And when the boss arrives at her apartment, we see that she has forgotten her keys somewhere. In fact, she doesn't even remember where she left them. So she decides not to do anything since it is very late, and she is half drunk. Also, she is very tired, so she decides to wait at her door for daybreak. But suddenly a voice calls her and asks her what she is doing. She looks at him, and we are introduced to a new character. His name is Takanashi, a guy who works in a factory. He tells her that if she stays in that place, she will get sick. So the boss tells her the situation. So the boy, knowing the circumstance, invites her to stay in his apartment. He tells her that a woman alone at night is dangerous and he doesn't want anything to happen to her. He can give her the sofa. The boss reminds her of a similar situation with her employee's partner. So she smiles and asks the guy if he is sure. Maybe they can chat a little. The boy opens the door and we see the boss walk in with him. He apologizes for the mess. The boss tells him that he saved her, so she offers him a beer. He mentions that he has never drank beer even as an adult. The door closes, and we change scene. We see that the Akiyo woman is being carried by the Sawatari boy. She is very drunk, so the boy tells her that they are already coming to the apartment. Once she is lying on the bed, he tells her that he will let her sleep. But suddenly the woman grabs the boy by the hand, and with one move she lays him down on the bed. And we see that the woman is on top of the boy, and she says that he better get serious. She will give him an amazing time. The next scene I can't describe because then YouTube gets mad. And then the scene changes and we can see that it was all a dream of the woman.